You have no idea what it's like to bleed for 5 days. You would be out of your fucking mind.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be reacting to a video from Mark Rudolph. So before we get into it, we want to ask you guys to please like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Thank you to everybody for all the support, and we'll get into it.
When women get into their 40s, they realize that the way they've been trained, which is to expect whining and dining, it gets them dates, it doesn't get them respect. If I meet somebody and she has an attitude of entitlement, if she has the audacity to expect anything from me simply because she's a woman, she's eliminated immediately.
You made a point about like women dating in their 40s, right? So you've been thinking like whining and dining is the thing. So you have this expectation of like, well, all other guys were doing it, so yeah, I'm gonna expect you to do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
But obviously, I think what happens with that though, more guys need to kind of relax on putting so much money towards in the first date, because if the majority of women are saying, well, every guy has done this for me, so why aren't you, then it's kind of like,
but that's
like,
the thing though, guys feel pressured from society, from the feminist movement, from other women, right? If you don't do this, I'm gonna dangle sex over your head, right? Mm-hmm. So guys kind of feel entitled that they have to spend the money in order to get the sex. Okay. But some guys don't realize if you do that, she's not gonna respect you anyways, right? Because she's just using sex as a bargaining tool to get what she wants.
The only thing stopping you from achieving what you want in life is you. Mm-hmm. Everything is out there. All the resources are out there. So I don't want to hear the excuses.
I bear your children. I mean, you don't give childbirth. You don't have a period. You talk about PMS. If a woman walks into a boardroom, you have no idea what it's like to bleed for 5 days. You would be out of your freaking mind if you bled.
This is what I don't like when women try to use the period thing and, you know, our bodily functions and whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Of course, it's a lot to bear children, and having the monthly, you know, situation that happens, it's painful, okay? I understand.
Yeah.
But it doesn't negate the fact that like men go through things too, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just, you can't use that to say, oh, well, I'm less fortunate than you, that's why you have to do this, mm-hmm. or I'm in a harder position, right?
Talking to a woman, and so she said, let me understand something. If we go on a vacation, you expect me to pay my way? I said, yes. She said, well, then you're not getting any sex. I said, let me ask you something. If you go on a vacation by yourself, do you pay? Yes. If you go on a vacation with your girlfriend, do you pay? Yes. If you go on a vacation with a girlfriend who earns more than you do you pay? Yes. I said, son, how come all of a sudden when a cock is involved, you're poor? And you know what she said? Because a cock is involved. That's what she said to me.
It would be a fair exchange, right? If I'm going to take you out, wine and dine you, make you feel like a queen, I mean, give it up.
Okay, so but just so if you're gonna do the wine and dining, treat her like a queen, whatever, do that for your girl that you're like, you know, this is the one for me kind of thing. Okay. Right? Because then at least that way there's no, like, you avoid the whole thing of like, oh, I'm doing this, but I don't know if she likes me back and blah, blah, blah. Like, you avoid all of that. If you just go the extra mile for the person that like, that you're serious for, right? And it's reciprocated.
But how do you get, but the thing is, how do you get to that point, right?
When you're in a relationship.
Right, but I'm saying before you get into the relationship, right? There's steps, there's levels to it, right?
You shouldn't be paying for trips and all that stuff before you're in a relationship, though.
Right.
Like that's kind of doing too much. Right?
Yeah, that is doing too much. Yeah,
I don't understand that. From like the way I'm thinking in my head would be that, all right, the only scenario I can see, like let's say for, like, you buying me a trip, if it's like, if we're going somewhere together and it's my birthday or for a certain celebration, whatever. But I would also do the same thing for you. It's not a one-way thing, you know? So, but we're in a committed relationship and we see each other going long-term. So it's not, I think it's more of like, he's talking more, and so if you're just feeling it out with this person and then she having the expectation.
You're dealing with an experienced woman that's had multiple partners, maybe multiple gifts from multiple guys. They're always looking for the next greatest thing. Before
they're in a relationship with someone?
Yeah, yeah.
So before they're in a relationship, so just so I understand, there are women, I'm sure there are women out here that, you know, I'm just trying to be clear. Yeah. So there are women who not being in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
they expect the guy that they're just talking to pay for trips, to do lavish like gifts and whatnot.
Yep.
They have that expectation
Oh, yeah.
before being in a committed relationship.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's girls out there. Like I said, the
Yeah.
girls that
Okay.
are experienced, right? They've been through multiple guys, multiple relationships, multiple encounters, right? We call them 304s. Those women are always looking for the next best thing.
Let me solve all your problems. Do not give lavish gifts to women that you are not in committed relationships with. There you go.
I think I don't believe in judging people and calling them number one. I'm totally offended.
All I said was, and I want you to understand this point, a woman who feels entitled to be wined and dined because she's a woman, and who is in essence trading for money, is a prostitute. That's what prostitutes do. And there are women who don't say, I'll pay half, I'll pay my own way. They say, I'm not paying anything. And that's what I'm talking about. If I invite you out to dinner, I'm going to pay because you're my guest. Because I think it's important that you don't take what I say and take it out of context.
As a woman who's paid for sex,
Right.
they're giving sex to a man for money.
Right.
That's a different thing.
No,
than
that's
taking
exactly
out
what I'm
somebody
talking
for a
about.
gift of dinner because you're attracted to somebody. It's a romantic feeling you're having with them.
You're taking
Then-
what I said out of context, and I'm not going to allow you to do that. What I said was, if I invite a woman out to dinner, I'm going to pay because she's my guest. If she feels entitled to that because she's a female, so after the date, her attitude is, thank you very much, I had a wonderful time. Where are you taking me next time? That's an attitude of entitlement. Then, all relationships are going to be sexual. So essentially, she's getting all of the financial goodies in return for sex. If she doesn't have an attitude of reciprocity, then she is a... And my point, do you understand my point that if there's reciprocity, there's no problem? There's no problem if there's reciprocity. I'm talking about the cases where women refuse to reciprocate because they don't think they have to. Please understand that.
Like he said, I think that's important. So it's the give and take. So I think it's more like, as long as she's open to, like, if he offers to pay, right? And then she offers, okay, next time, like, I would love to do the same thing for you, right? That's the give and take there, right? And
Yeah.
then he's like, that's totally fine. But it's the entitlement of that she's like, okay, so you're going to take me somewhere nicer next time, right? Or, oh, we're going to do something better next time, right? That's where it's like, all right, girl, like, you need to, you know, really though, like, you need to stop. Like, don't have that kind of expectation on someone.
Yeah.
It's nice for women, like, I'm trying to think, if you want to do something different, it would be good for you to plan that and then take him on the date that you would
But
like to do, and then take him.
That's
you
what
know?
they call settling. In 2021, that's settling.
I mean, if you really want to go to that expensive restaurant, first of all, ask him and see, like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about we can do next time. Like, this is the date that I had in mind for us to do that I want to take you. So the intention is, like, I will pay for the date as the woman. Right? I know that doesn't happen often.
That doesn't happen.
Okay, I understand.
In my opinion, a relationship doesn't start until sex is involved. Anything prior to that is a wash.
Really?
Yeah.
even
Because
if-
because if I have sex with you, then it tells me, can I stand you? Do I want to be around you? Right? And once you provide me the sex, right? Now you're invested in me, right? Because your bargaining chip is sex, right?
Now she gave it up.
Now you gave it up. Now you have no leverage over me, right? So that's when the relationship starts.
When the leverage is given to you.
When the leverage is given.
Even if, let's say, that doesn't happen for like 3 months, so you're still thinking like, oh, okay, well, we haven't had sex yet, so like, I'm still talking to this girl.
I am moving on.
Okay, so this is what I was talking about for time frame.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So anything before sex is what I'm saying. Anything before sex is just straight bullshit.
how much time do you allow that, right? So let's say you go on one date every 2 weeks. So then that's like what? Maybe 2 months go by. And then you're like, okay, I'm still feeling this girl, but we haven't had like sex yet. So you're just going to cut it loose then?
If a woman is genuinely interested in you, she's not waiting 3 months to see you, right? Like If a woman is genuinely interested in you, she wants to see you.
Well,
If anything, she's going to pursue you.
I'm also thinking on the other side too, though. Like if, like I can see maybe for more promiscuous women, they would just sleep with someone in the first month. I guess that happens, right? Yeah. But for for the most part, for women who aren't promiscuous, that's too early.
I disagree.
So you expect a woman that's not promiscuous to have sex with a man that she's talking to within a month?
I don't expect anything. What I'm saying is, if I present myself to a woman and she is genuinely interested in me, she is gonna want to pursue me. She's gonna want me. She's gonna want to have sex with me. I'm not expecting anything. I'm just presenting myself. If she's feeling me, she's gonna want to have sex with me.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's early. That's all I'm trying to say. But,
I disagree.
Yeah. Okay, well that's fine. That's fine. We can
I disagree because, I mean, it doesn't take a woman 3 months to figure out if she wants to have sex with you.
No, not to figure out, but if she's ready to go the next step, she could figure that out, being like, oh, I actually do want to, but it's still too early. Because if I give it up too early, then he's gonna and let's say, I don't know, she may think, a lot of women may think like if I give it up too early, then he'll leave. Sometimes that does happen.
That's dating.
So
I could be with you for a year, or I can be with you for a week, right? Like I said, the relationship doesn't start until we have sex. So I may wait a year and then have sex with you and then realize I ain't feeling you, right? So
true. That's
again,
true.
if it's a week or a year, in my eyes, the relationship doesn't start until I have sex, because once I have sex with you,
I get it.
Once I have sex with you, it lets me know as a man, like, okay, can I see myself with this person for a long time?
Okay, I understand now.
So anything before that is just fluff. You could say anything. You could, you know what I mean? Like it's just bullshit.
And
right?
then once that moment happens, that's when you'll determine, me like, all right, like this was good. Now that I got sex out of the way, it's like my clouded view of like, I can't wait to have sex with this girl.
Right.
Now that that's out of the way, now you can actually think clearly and be like, hey, can I actually, like, now that sex is done, like we got that out of the way, like I got what I wanted. Now do I still want to stay or do I want to go?
Right.
That's where you determine it.
Right. So the value as a woman is, what else can you bring to the table? So not just sex, but your personality. Are you a good person? Are you kind? Are you caring? Are you submissive? Are you friendly? Like those traits are added on top of the sex. Sex is just the baseline, right? Like if we're in a relationship, like I'm providing you security, you're providing me sex. That's our baseline, right? Okay. But what else are we adding on top of that baseline? Yeah. So
there are women like that who say, I don't have to pay. I'm a woman. That's what I'm talking about.
It's the sense of entitlement.
But that's right, the sense of entitlement, and there are guys who think that they have to go along with it because they think it's the only choice they have. What I'm saying is, they don't have to go along with it. They have other choices. They can just tell those women, bye-bye.
I think more and more men are waking up today. They have channels like ours, you know, Kevin Samuels, MTR, so on and so forth. You don't have to settle for a woman, right? Ultimately, if she's not a good fit, you know she's not a good fit, but yet you're sticking around for the possibility of sex, it's not worth it, right? Just simply move on to somebody that's actually going to appreciate you, or just simply work on yourself as a man, build up your value in the marketplace, right? If it's getting more money, getting in shape, you know, getting your mind right, reading more books, because those things are going to hold more value than any pretentious woman that is not really interested in you.
Yeah, and be careful for the girls that you're like, especially if you're like, oh, it's been a long time since I've dated or something, right? Like I know with the pandemic, maybe a lot of people haven't dated right now, so they may just feel like, the first person that comes to me, like I'm just gonna run with it kind of thing. Don't do that, right? Like you should wait. I don't care how good looking she is, okay? If she's a bad person or doesn't have a good personality, don't do it, okay? Because it will cause more harm in the long term, okay? So don't focus on short-term gratification. I think that's something I want to point out as well.
Yep, fair enough. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and end this video. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.
Bye, guys.